Welcome. In this explainer, we're going to break down a professional technique for a flawless, long-lasting bridal foundation. You know, the kind high-end salons use to create those absolutely stunning looks?
So, have you ever wondered how professional makeup artists get that perfect, almost airbrushed bridal base that costs a small fortune? Well, it's not just about using one single super expensive product. The real secret is in a custom mixed formula that's literally built for full coverage and a finish that has to last through tears, sweat, and a whole day of celebrating.
All right, we're about to pull back the curtain and show you the exact recipe for this high-end base. It's a secret that's usually guarded pretty closely in big salons, and it's what they use to create those truly unforgettable bridal looks.
Yeah, the real magic isn't in a single bottle. This technique combines several products you might actually have in your kit right now to create something way more powerful, durable, and luminous than any of them could be on their own.
So, what exactly goes into this custom base? Let's break down each ingredient and, more importantly, figure out the role it plays in the final formula.
First up, the foundation of our foundation. This is what's going to give us that primary, heavy-duty coverage that is just essential for a bridal look.
We're going to start by scraping just one single thin layer from a high-coverage stick foundation. The source uses an industry classic, the Kryolan TV paint stick, in a shade for medium skin tones. This right here forms the pigmented backbone of our entire mixture.
Next up, we're adding a professional-grade powder. Now, this isn't just for setting, it's a core ingredient that gives our base its longevity and texture.
You'll scrape about half a teaspoon of a dry pancake powder. Now, what's really cool about this is that this dry powder is the secret weapon for making the base incredibly long-lasting and resilient, especially in hot, humid weather or for a long summer wedding.
The third ingredient is one we all know and love, a primer. Its job here is to make sure the application is super smooth and to help the final base really grip onto the skin. You just need one full pump of your favorite primer to add to the mix. This is what helps bind everything together and creates a totally seamless canvas on the skin. Okay, time for the glow. To give the bridal base that gorgeous, subtle, lit-from-within look, we add a highlighter. But the type you use is absolutely critical.
So listen up, because this is a big one. You can only use a powder highlighter. If you use a liquid one, its texture is just going to clash with the other ingredients, and the whole base will split and become a mess. So stick to powder to keep the formula stable.
Just a quarter teaspoon of your powder highlighter. The source actually recommends mixing both gold and champagne shades together. It creates this beautiful, versatile glow that looks amazing on most skin tones.
And finally, we need a liquid element. This is the magic ingredient that's going to bind everything together, turning all our powders and creams into one single cohesive paste.
So, you'll add half a teaspoon of liquid foundation. This is what brings all those different textures together into one perfectly smooth, blendable product. And you can even customize this part. Use a matte liquid foundation for oily skin, or a dewier one if you're working with dry skin.
And there you have it, the full formula. Think of this as your new salon-grade recipe card. Honestly, now is the perfect time to pause and grab a screenshot. All right, let's move on and see how we combine these 5 ingredients to create that perfect professional texture we've been talking about. The goal here is to mix everything really, really well until you get this thick, heavy cream. The consistency is everything. It should not be runny at all. When you lift it on your spatula, it should hold its shape, kind of like a soft stick foundation.
Now that our base is perfectly mixed, let's talk about the professional application technique you'll need to get that truly flawless, photo-ready result.
First, apply the product right onto the skin. Then, you're going to blend it out seamlessly. A beauty blender is your best friend for this. Now, the absolute key to making it last all day is to lock it in. Press a generous amount of setting powder on top, let it sit for a moment, then gently dust away the excess.
And here is a fantastic pro tip from the source that makes a huge difference. If you're working with dry skin, use a damp beauty blender. It just adds that little bit of extra hydration. But for oily skin, use a completely dry sponge. That'll help you maintain that beautiful matte finish.
So, you might be asking yourself, why go through all this trouble, right? Why mix everything together beforehand instead of just layering the products one by one on the face?
Well, the source points to 2 very smart reasons. First, it's about protecting your trade secrets. When the base is pre-mixed, nobody knows the exact combination of products you're using. And second, it's all about speed and efficiency, which is absolutely critical when you've got back-to-back bridal appointments on a crazy busy wedding day. You know, at the end of the day, mastering a signature technique like this is what takes your work from good to great. It leads to happier clients who are just blown away by the result, and that helps build your reputation and, of course, your business.
So, the secret is officially out. You have the formula, you have the technique, and you understand the logic behind it all. The only question left is, what will you create with it?